The Young and the Restless reveals the plan to trap Claire, exposing her dark plot when she intends to step into the Newman family. No one can deny the power of Victor Newman, a man who has carved a name for himself in evil plots and sophisticated strategies. Not only is he the head of the powerful Newman Empire, Victor is also famous for his ability to manipulate those around him to achieve his personal goals. One of the relationships that is attracting attention in the Newman family is the relationship between Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman. A relationship built on sweet and hopeful foundations, but will soon be threatened by a sophisticated strategy orchestrated by Victor himself. With a combination of power, intelligence, and a lot of dark schemes, Victor Newman always knows how to maintain control in every situation. However, after a tense confrontation with Ian, Victor has to face an unprecedented challenge: his health. Although he is a resilient and unyielding person, the medical complications from his recent war have forced Victor to rethink how he will control his family and those around him. With his health severely affected, perhaps this is the time when Victor decides to take advantage of his health problems to carry out a dark plot. Pretending to be sick, a trick to lure Claire into the game after days of recovery, Victor has realized that his weak expressions can be used to control the situation. While his family is shocked to witness the weakness of the head of the family, Victor finds an opportunity to carry out his grand plan. Knowing that he cannot force Claire Newman to do what he wants, but with his ability to manipulate others, Victor has decided to use his own health problems as a tool to force Claire to think and act the way he wants. We can imagine a situation where Victor stages a medical incident where he fakes a heart attack or even collapses right in front of Claire. A dramatic scene, causing Claire to see him in a completely different light. Victor knows that his weakness will make Claire feel sorry for him and at the same time create a sense of anxiety in her. Planning to destroy Kyle and Claire's relationship, Victor is well aware that the relationship between Claire and Kyle is getting stronger, which could become a problem for him and the Newman family. While Kyle and Claire are building their relationship, Victor sees this as a threat to the stability of his family. To destroy this relationship, Victor does not need to directly attack Claire or Kyle, but instead, he will skillfully manipulate the situation to create unresolvable conflicts. By provoking Kyle into a fight with no way out, Victor can turn their relationship into the worst confrontation in the Abbott family history. It seems that the tense situations and conflicting words will tilt everything in Kyle's favor, and he becomes the one criticized in Claire's eyes. Every relationship will gradually break down as Claire feels betrayed, and Kyle is drawn into power games without his knowledge. Victor's scheme, manipulate. What makes Victor so powerful is his ability to manipulate others. Although Claire is not someone who is easily fooled, with Victor's subtle actions and tense situations, Claire will have no choice but to feel confused and afraid. Victor's plan is to make her see things from his perspective. Kyle is a troublemaker, a threat not only to the Abbott family but also to Kyle and Claire's relationship. By making Claire doubt Kyle, Victor not only destroys their relationship but also makes her feel lonely and weak. In that weak state of mind, Claire will not be able to see the truth clearly and will be drawn into Victor's manipulation. At this point, Victor not only destroys Kyle and Claire's relationship but also reaps personal benefits for himself. Victor's plan does not stop at destroying Kyle and Claire's relationship. In fact, if everything goes as planned, Claire will become a tool in Victor's hands, who can easily manipulate and control her. Although Kyle will try to protect his relationship, Victor's schemes will put him in a passive position, unable to make the right decision in an ambiguous situation. In the complex universe of The Young and the Restless, the plots surrounding the Newman family and the relationships between the main characters are never short of drama. Each event contains intrigue, love, betrayal, and unpredictable decisions. One of the current plots that is causing a stir is the confrontation between Kyle Abbott, Claire Newman, and Victor Newman. The love affair between Kyle and Claire not only faces opposition from their families, but also complex plots that neither of them could have foreseen. A stormy love story, but also a life-and-death battle within the family, between great powers and hidden secrets. Victor Newman, the game master Victor Newman, with his sharp intelligence and unmatched ability to manipulate, always has a special way of controlling everything around him. The love between Kyle and Claire is no exception. Although this relationship seems beautiful on the surface, there are hidden plots that Victor is secretly plotting. From controlling family decisions to creating tense situations, Victor does not hesitate to use any strategy to achieve his goals. After discovering the relationship between Kyle and Claire, Victor cannot accept that his daughter loves someone he cannot control. This relationship is not just love, but also a potential threat to his power in the family. Although Claire seems to be the one in control of the relationship, Victor knows very well that she will face strong opposition from him. And no one can resist Victor's meticulous plan, not immediately, at least not until he decides to expose the truth about Claire. Kyle Abbott. Accumulating rage. Kyle Abbott, who has always tried to maintain a good image in his family and society, will not be able to endure Victor's power games forever. Although he loves Claire, Victor's manipulations and unfair decisions have driven Kyle to the brink. Soon, Kyle will realize that he has had enough from the Newman family and will decide to unleash his fury like never before. In a tense confrontation with Victor, Kyle will not be able to hold back his emotions anymore. Kyle's love and respect for Claire will not be able to help him overcome Victor's ruthless schemes. When things reach a boiling point, Victor will find himself on the verge of being overthrown in this power struggle. And in that moment, Victor may collapse, causing a false medical event that no one could have predicted. Meanwhile, Claire will witness the whole thing from the outside, someone who will no longer be able to protect her relationship with Kyle easily. Claire Newman, painful decisions and conspiracies unveiled. Claire Newman has always believed that she can control everything in her life, especially in her relationship with Kyle. She has assured him that her family will not stand in the way of their love. However, the developments in her family, especially her grandfather's health condition, will make Claire reconsider. As his illness becomes more serious, Claire realizes that her family may collapse if the tensions continue. And sooner or later, she will be faced with a difficult decision: continue her relationship with Kyle or protect her family from Victor's schemes. Once Claire realizes that continuing her romantic relationship with Kyle may cause more stress for her family, she will have to choose between love and family. Can she continue to love Kyle knowing that it might hurt her grandfather? If Claire feels that her choice might cause her grandfather's early death, she won't be able to continue with this relationship without feeling guilty. This will lead to a major shift in Claire's perspective, as she realizes that her family is the most important thing in life, and her love for Kyle might come at a high price. Victor Newman never acts without thinking. Each of his plans is carefully calculated and uses every element around him to achieve his goals. In this case, by pretending to be sick and taking advantage of his poor health, Victor created an opportunity to destroy the relationship between Kyle and Claire, turning them into pawns in his power game. While things may not go according to Victor's plan, his schemes will certainly shake things up, forcing people to reevaluate what they believe. Faced with the truth about her grandfather's health, Claire will have to wonder if she can continue her relationship with Kyle when everything around her is falling apart. Guilt and confusion will haunt her as she realizes that her attachment to Kyle may be causing tension in her family. However, if Kyle continues to imply that Victor is faking his medical failures, Claire will not only feel insulted but will also face even more difficult choices. If the truth about Victor's fake medical failures is revealed, Claire will feel extremely angry and deceived. Her relationship with Victor will become more strained than ever, and it will no longer be easy for her to reconcile love and family. This could lead to an emotional outburst, as Claire realizes that she has been caught in a power play that she cannot control. With all the secrets, intrigue, and love involved, Kyle and Claire's relationship is sure to be tested. Victor, with his strategy, may succeed in driving a wedge between the two, but will Claire and Kyle be able to overcome his manipulations? Or will Claire have to choose between love and family, between the cost of her decisions and her peace of mind? Their story will be a lesson in love, sacrifice, and life-changing decisions. In the tumultuous world of the young and the restless, no one can deny the power and influence of Victor Newman. Known as the head of the Newman family and one of the most powerful figures in the world, Victor is always in control, even when it comes to using unpredictable tactics and sophisticated strategies. His schemes are never without calculation, and anyone he perceives as a threat to his power, be it family or rivals, can become a pawn in his power game. While Victor always presents an image of a strong and invincible man, the reality is that his decisions are full of ingenuity and intrigue. In particular, one of the strategies he uses to manipulate his family members is to pretend to be sick. This not only makes those around him feel worried and sympathetic, but also creates an opportunity for Victor to control their actions in the way he wants. In this article, we will explore a dramatic situation where Victor continues to use the illness tactic to control Claire Newman, his daughter, and how their relationship will change when Claire realizes the dark plot behind everything. Victor Newman, the man who controls life and death. Victor is not only a physically and financially powerful man, but he is also a master at manipulating others psychologically. With a sharp mind, Victor can create tense situations that make people feel helpless just by looking at him. One of the tricks that Victor has used many times is to pretend to be sick to create sympathy and gain support from family members. This is not the first time that Victor has used this tactic. In the past, he pretended to be sick to manipulate people around him, and this time, it seems that he has decided to apply this trick again, but this time, the target is Claire. Claire Newman, Victor's daughter, has always tried to build a good relationship with her father, but she is also very strong and independent. However, Victor is not one to give up easily, and he will not let Claire have a free hand in his decisions. Although Claire loves Kyle and wants to build a future with him, Victor sees it as a threat to his control of the family. So he decides to do everything he can to keep Claire in his arms, including pretending to be sick. This time, Claire will realize that she is not the only one facing a harsh truth about her family. Although Victor does not directly force her, he cleverly creates a situation that Claire cannot ignore. Despite always appearing strong and not easily influenced, Claire will have to face the truth of how far Victor is willing to go to achieve his goals. Claire and Victor's relationship. Seeing it all for the first time, Victor decides that it is time for Claire to witness a part of his manipulation plan. Once Claire realizes that her father's health is in danger, she can't help but feel worried and want to help him. That's when Victor uses the power of weakness to make her rethink her relationship with her family. As Claire confronts the truth about Victor's machinations, she will realize that no one in the Newman family is perfect. Her love for Kyle, though challenging, will become an important factor in helping Claire find balance in her life. However, this also raises a big question: will Claire have the courage to confront her father and follow her heart, or will she continue to live in the shadow of a strong man like Victor? Victor, with his ruthless and cunning nature, does not accept defeat easily. If Claire decides to stand up to him, it could create a tense confrontation in the Newman family. However, Claire may realize that in order to have a free and happy life, she needs to separate herself from Victor's control, and this will not be easy. The story between Victor and Claire on The Young and the Restless is not simply a struggle between father and son, but also a battle of power, trust, and loyalty. Victor, with his plot to manipulate others, does not hesitate to use any means, including pretending to be sick to achieve his goals. Meanwhile, Claire must face painful truths about her family, and her decisions will have a profound impact on her future and her relationship with Kyle. The development of the relationship between Claire and Victor will be one of the next interesting plots on The Young and the Restless, when Claire is forced to decide between love and family, between truth and lies, between sacrifice and personal freedom. In the complex and scheming universe of The Young and the Restless, the story of the Newman family has always been at the center of secrets, intrigue, and uncompromising power struggles. In this family, no one is perfect, and everyone has choices and decisions that can completely change the course of life. One of the most complex and conflicting relationships is between Victoria Newman and her father, Victor Newman. In this context, a tense situation is about to happen, involving Claire, Victor's daughter, and the betrayal she has to face. As one of Victor's children, Victoria has always been torn between her love for her family and her own values. However, when faced with Claire's betrayal, will Victoria choose to side with her family or go against her father to protect her daughter? These questions will create inevitable tension in the following episodes of The Young and the Restless, when Victor's plans and schemes can break up seemingly strong relationships. Victor Newman has always been one of the most powerful and feared characters on The Young and the Restless. With great influence, Victor does not hesitate to use ruthless strategies to achieve his goals. One of the tricks that Victor used to control his family members was to pretend to be sick. However, these actions were not only to manipulate others' emotions, but also to regain power and assert his position in the family. Victor never backed down from any challenge. When the relationship between Claire and Kyle threatened his power, Victor would not hesitate to stage tense situations to put his family back in its rightful place. And during these times, he would continue to use the trick of pretending to be sick to make everyone worry and sympathize, thereby regaining control from his children. Claire Newman, Victor's daughter, has become one of the influential people in the family. However, she also constantly searches for personal freedom and happiness, especially when she falls in love with Kyle. This relationship will not be easy to maintain in the Newman household, where each member's decisions and actions are closely monitored by Victor. Claire tries to convince Kyle that her father will not interfere in their love affair. But Victor, with his controlling and manipulative nature, cannot sit idly by when his daughter is attached to someone he cannot control. Therefore, Claire will face great difficulties when she is drawn into Victor's schemes. Although Claire believes she can control the situation, she will soon realize that in the Newman household, everyone can become a pawn in a power game from which there is no escape. And when the truth is revealed, she will face hard truths. Victoria Newman, one of Victor's oldest children, tries to maintain stability in the family. However, she also knows that her family is not perfect and everyone has secrets to keep. Victoria's relationship with her father is complicated, because even as a daughter, she cannot avoid Victor's bad decisions and cruel actions. When she learns about Claire's betrayals and Victor's plot to tear Kyle and Claire apart, Victoria will face a difficult decision. Can she forgive Claire, who has hurt her family? Or will she stand up to her father, who has always been the source of every family war? Whatever Victoria's choice, one thing is for sure, she will face inevitable tensions. Her relationship with her father will never be the same again, and it will be a battle not only for power, but also for love, forgiveness, and the protection of family. Upcoming episode: tensions. With tensions rising, the next episode of The Young and the Restless promises to be dramatic. Victor, with his strategy of feigning illness, will continue to provoke tensions in the Newman household. This will create an opportunity for the family members to confront the truth about Victor's power and the actions he has taken to control their lives. One of the key situations in the next episode will be Claire receiving disturbing news about Victor's health. As Victor continues to use his feigned illness to manipulate the family members, Claire will be drawn into a confrontation with him. However, when she realizes that what she believes about her father may not be true, Claire will face anger and betrayal. Meanwhile, Victoria will face a difficult choice: can she stand by her father and forgive Claire, or will she choose to stand by the truth and go against her father to protect her daughter's relationship? Victoria's decision will create tensions not only within the Newman family, but also in her relationships with her loved ones. In the intrigue-filled world of The Young and the Restless, every decision can change a character's life. The relationship between Victor, Victoria, and Claire will not only be a story of power and betrayal, but also a story of love, forgiveness, and loyalty. Whether Victoria chooses to forgive Claire or stand up to her father, one thing is certain: relationships within the Newman family will never be the same. Intrigue, strategy, and emotion will create dramatic situations in the upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless, and viewers will be unable to take their eyes off the screen as the Newman family enters a challenging and stressful period.